Welcome to today's video, sexual temptation. Sexual temptation is something that many Christian men and women are facing, and it's plaguing our church in many different ways, from a physical form, a visual form, and even from a mental aspect. I'm going to give you 5 quick tips on how to deal with it. And my disclaimer is that to fully rely on Jesus Christ. These tips alone are just guides to guide you to Him and to fully trust into His Word. So we're going to start with environment. Environment. There are several locations or places that make us fall back into temptation so easily. It's like a man who is struggling with eating donuts, but he passes a donut shop every day until one day he finally gets taken over by his urges and he just say, "Let me have that donut." The best thing that man should do is what the Bible said. Take heed and be aware of his surroundings. Sometimes our surroundings could play on us the urge just to fall back into that sin. So we really have to guard our hearts. Feeling tempted is not a sin. What do I mean by that? There's a difference between feeling tempted and falling into temptation. Many of us confuse feeling tempted and falling into temptation as the same thing. Jesus once said, "Why tempt he me?" And we know that Jesus never sinned. In Matthew 22, verse 18, we know that Jesus never sinned. And it also say in James chapter 1, 12 to 15, "Blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him." So I'm gonna give you 2 examples here. I'm gonna give you actually 2 options. If a man sees an immodest woman pass by, he has 2 options, either to look away or to continue looking in lust. So if he chooses, so which option will make him fall into temptation? If you choose to look with lust, then you are correct. But if he had chosen to look away, he would have escaped the temptation. Because Jesus says, if you look at a woman with lust, you already committed adultery in your own heart. So by not turning away, he has fallen prey to temptation. I also want to say, some things that we are not being tempted, I'm gonna break it down by looking at the chart. So if you feel tempted with pornography, adultery, fornication, lustful thoughts, and masturbation, that is wrong. But it is not this. Feeling tempted is not this. Attracted to the opposite sex, attracted to your wife, thinking someone is beautiful in the right context and in the right boundaries, that is not a sin. God made us to feel attracted to the opposite sex if we don't take it too far. And being attracted to our wives, that's just normal. And husband, that's what keep the fire alive. And thinking someone is beautiful, it's not a sin if you keep it in context. You understand? Boundaries. Setting up the proper boundaries as our safeguard. Sometimes we fail to set ourselves up for success. If we know that our weakness is being alone, I recommend getting an accountability partner, a prayer partner, someone that you could call, that you set up the proper barrier, that when you're about to fall, you could call someone and they could pray with you. And also not being in the home alone, and also not being on your device at a certain time and place. I feel like if we just be more aware of our surroundings, and that kind of coincide with the next tip I have, the trap cycle. Number 4, avoiding the trap of the enemy. How to break the trap cycle. Sometimes we fall back into relapse, or we fall back into our sin over and over and over, and sometimes we feel like a hamster on that wheel, just going. But we have this key ability called self-awareness. Being aware of our environment, being aware of oneself, and being in the present moment. Jesus told his disciples in Matthew 26, verse 41, that to watch and pray, telling them to always keep an eye open, watching, not falling into temptation, and praying for strength because the flesh is weak. I believe if we take heed to our Savior's warnings, that we will not fall into, we'll be aware of the devil devices. Next one is root cause. Now I'm gonna break it down. This one is something that I just recently discovered, and I really wanna get into our hands. And what do I mean by root cause? Sometimes there are root sins or not really root trauma that causes us to go to the that produces the fruit called pornography in our life that makes us seek it as a comfort. So what do I mean by that? Sometimes the root issue could be stress, worthlessness, loneliness, rejection, or no purpose. Because these are the roots in our lives, we seek to cope with pornography. But if we learn how to deal with stress, some sometimes you may be stressed with school, stressed with your job, stressed with your home life. But if we learn how to deal with that stress, we learn how to have self-worth, if we learn how to deal with our loneliness, deal with our rejection, and give purpose in our life, then we will no longer need pornography. I want to go more deeper into this, but due to YouTube censorship, there's certain words that, you're no longer allowed to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have a free workshop at the bottom, so check out that in the description box below. So check out that link, and like always, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.